Is Fani Willis out of trouble? Not quite yet. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I bring you an update in the Fani Willis, Nathan Wade, Jocelyn Wade, Donald Trump, Michael Roman divorce case, election interference case, all that jazz wrapped up into one big, stinking, crazy, corrupt pile. Now, there was an emergency hearing on yesterday, and in the hearing, a judge ruled that Fani Willis is not required to come to court and testify in the divorce of Nathan Wade and Jocelyn Wade yet. Not quite yet. Now, what he did rule is that the divorce proceedings be unsealed, and I think we're going to see some of that in the future. But beyond that, what he said was Nathan Wade has got to come to court and testify about any kind of improprieties between him and Fani Willis. Now, there's a lot I want to get into, but let's just jump straight to the video because there's a lot of points raised there that we can address point by point. And if you want to see the video in full without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Learn that Fulton County DA Fani Willis won't have to testify in the divorce case involving one of her top prosecutors, at least not for now. Good evening, and thanks so much for joining us tonight for Fox 5 News at 5. I'm Tom Haynes.
I'm Courtney Bryant. Cobb County Superior Court Judge Henry Thompson put a halt to those efforts during a hearing that attracted national attention for what it might mean for the election interference case.
Now, let's pause right here. If the allegations are true, that Fani Willis, Nathan Wade got an improper relationship and money was exchanged that shouldn't be exchanged, if all of what is being alleged is true, the case may still survive, but Fani Willis, Nathan Wade, the entire Fulton County District Attorney's Office would be removed from the case. So if that happens, I don't know how the case survives. Any legal eagles out there, let me know what you think in the comments.
Fox 5 IT reporter Randy Travis was in the courtroom and is here now to help us understand what all of this means. Randy.
Yeah, Courtney and Tom, even the DA's supporters see this as an unforced error, a needless distraction in her attempt to prosecute more than a dozen people for allegedly trying to steal Georgia's electoral college votes from Joe Biden in 2020. All of it connected to an alleged romantic relationship with Willis's top special prosecutor, Nathan Wade.
Now, this kind of stuff, I mean, again, if the allegations are true, this kind of stuff goes on a lot in small town, rinky-dink type stuff. But when you want to try to prosecute the president of the USA, you want to be somebody, you want to do a thing that has not been done before in the history of the country. If you want to do something like that, you need to come in there with completely squeaky clean hands. You cannot be dirty at all. And it looks like she is as dirty could be. But I digress.
Charging 19 individuals with violations of Georgia law.
According to explosive court filings, on that historic August night when DA Fani Willis announced the indictments of Donald Trump and 18 others.
Look at this. This is when she announced that she was going to prosecute Trump. And look who's right next to her, Nathan Wade. I mean, talk about being out in the open, obvious. I mean, you don't want to be a little bit discreet. Come on.
She was already in a romantic relationship with the man to her left, Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade, who was separated from his wife, Jocelyn. One of the defendants in the case, Michael Roman, accuses Willis of personally profiting from the relationship, paying Wade more than $650,000 for his work running point on the Trump case.
Now, this figure right here, this is much more than anyone else. Fani Willis, for some reason, went to Big Bethel AME Church in Atlanta, Georgia, and gave a 35-minute sermon talking about, oh, I'm flawed and imperfect, and they're picking on Nathan Wade because he's black, and I hired two others that gave him the same hourly rate, which was a lie. That not only was the hourly rate thing a lie, she paid him $650,000 compared to the $72,000 and the $90,000 she gave to the other two people. So she was a complete liar, and I don't know why, as a lawyer, you would get on stage like that in church and just tell lies for 35 minutes. I don't get it.
While also vacationing with him in California and the Caribbean, trips that his credit card statements indicate he paid for personally. Roman wants his indictment dismissed because of a conflict of interest. Records show Willis has paid Wade $100 more per hour than another special prosecutor, John Floyd, who is considered an expert in the field of racketeering cases.
So John Floyd is an expert in racketeering cases. You pay him much less hourly and much less overall than your guy Nathan Wade, who was a traffic ticket court judge at best, an ambulance chaser at best. I mean, come on. How much more obvious can you get?
Field of racketeering cases.
She's trying to hide under the shield of her position.
The attorney for Wade's estranged wife, Joycelyn, wants to depose Willis in the still unresolved divorce case. But the DA's attorney fought back, saying the person with the answers would be Mr. Wade.
The plaintiff had many abused marital funds, the trip, but every one of those issues involves the plaintiff's actions during the divorce. Had nothing to do with Ms. Willis.
So basically, Fani's lawyer is throwing Nathan Wade under the bus, saying, well, look, you got to talk to him because he's the one that spent the money. He's the one going through a divorce. I'm not going through a divorce. I didn't spend the money. Ask him why he bought me, the DA who's paying him. Ask him why he bought me tickets to go to this place and that place and that place. So again, Nathan Wade's got to come testify about all this nonsense first. And then if it's seen necessary, Fani's got to come testify about the divorce. This has been the contentious divorce. It got filed the day after Nathan Wade became the prosecutor in this case. And that was November 21. We're now in January 24.
Judge Henry Thompson agreed to stay the deposition scheduled for Tuesday. He'll make no final decision until he hears sworn testimony from Nathan Wade in a hearing later this month. Willis did not appear in court. Neither did the estranged wife.
She is devastated. This is not what she wants. She's not a villain in this tragedy, and she's not trying to be a hero.
Fani Willis in her pleadings suggested that you're in a way conspiring with Michael Roman and the Trump supporters to somehow delay or derail the case. What's your response to that?
Now, let's pause right here. So Fani had responded to the subpoena from Jocelyn Wade's lawyers talking about Jocelyn Wade is harassing her and trying to use some people that are involved with the case to disrupt or delay or corrupt the case, basically saying that my alleged boyfriend's wife is harassing me and getting in the way and trying to interfere with the case. I mean, that's pretty bold for an alleged adulteress to say of the wife. And again, people could say, oh, well, he filed for a divorce. They're separated. Well, check it out. They're still married. Again, if anybody can prove me wrong or say that I'm incorrect, until the divorce is final, you are still married, point blank period, which is why she may end up going to court and testifying in the divorce proceedings. If there was no marriage, then that wouldn't be going on. But let's continue.
My response is that's absurd.
So the timing is just a coincidence, you filing yours and Michael Roman's attorney filing her motion around the same time?
My answer to that question feels absurd. It literally was, but I don't know what to say because I don't think anybody's going to believe that.
Meanwhile, a Georgia state senator says he'll propose legislation to establish a special committee on investigations to examine the allegations surrounding Willis for the, quote, preservation of the integrity of our justice system.
We've seen in the news a number of reports that are concerning that if they're true would be a significant breach of public trust and something that we believe the Senate has an interest in knowing about.
He says the committee will be made up of 6 Republicans and 3 Democrats and could start its work as early as next month.
It's clear that this isn't going away, at least for now, Randy. This judge ordered the divorce proceedings unsealed. Is there anything interesting in that?
Took a quick look at it, Courtney, and I didn't see any mention of Fani Willis. In fact, there was a lot of mention about Nathan Wade not being forthcoming with his money, which is typical in divorce cases like this. He'll have a chance to speak under oath about all this January 31st.
You mentioned that the advocates for DA Fani Willis see this as a distraction in her prosecution of the election interference case. It'll be interesting as this goes on how that bleeds over into that case and the ramifications of this whole thing unfolding.
Yeah, there's some suggestion that Nathan Wade should step down, or she should remove him as I said, her point man basically for this entire case. But
yeah, so that's the video. That's what's happening. That's the latest update. So again, there was a subpoena for Fani Willis to come to court and testify in the divorce proceedings of Nathan Wade and Jocelyn Wade. But that subpoena got stayed until Nathan Wade comes testify in court about the same situation. Now, if it's deemed necessary, Fani's got to come to court and testify behind Nathan Wade. Either way it goes, this is a problem. You're talking about somebody that's married. You're talking about the main thing as I close is not even the marriage. That's more of a thing between Jocelyn and Nathan. The biggest thing is the money that allegedly went from the DA's office, taxpayer money of Fulton County, Georgia, into the pocket of Nathan Wade and then back to Fani, either directly or indirectly. That's the problem right there. And if it's proven that they were involved before he was brought on romantically, then you could say this was, they conspired to do this. Okay, we're in a relationship, we're together, we're doing whatever we're doing. I'm going to bring you on, give you a bunch of money, and in return, I want to go here, I want to go there, I want to get the princess treatment. If that's happening, then you're talking about penitentiary time, potentially Big Rocks, Little Rocks. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what's going on here? Do you think that Nathan Wade did anything wrong? How about Fani Willis? What's your take on what Jocelyn Wade was doing, meaning giving a subpoena to Fani Willis to come to court and testify? Whatever your thoughts on any of this are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is some really raggedy, rinky-dink type stuff going on. And if not for the level of scrutiny on this case, they might get away with it. But this is like the Atlanta scammer mentality. You think you're going to be able to do that with a case of this ramification with eyes all on it from all over the world and nobody's going to notice? You're just not. Just from that viewpoint alone is enough for me to realize that she's incompetent and shouldn't be involved with a case like this at all. And it also lets me know that it's political in nature. You're trying to make a name for yourself. You're trying to take a step up in your career from Fulton County DA to maybe the governor of Georgia, maybe a senator, maybe you want to be Kamala Harris. You're going to get quite a bit of attention, but it's not quite what you were looking for from the beginning. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.